Free ride, something acquired without the ordinary effort or cost. Eager to prove that she's got a wealth of talent that belies her foul-mouthed, poor little rich girl image, Kelly Osbourne's free ride to stardom can be attributed to her father, rocker Ozzy Osbourne, and the reality TV program that made their family famous. Her rock brat credentials were established by the hit show The Osbournes, where her tantrums and her expletive-laden tirades endeared the tattooed singer to millions of misunderstood teenagers. The youngest daughter of Black Sabbath's Ozzy and his manager wife Sharon, Kelly earned celebrity status with The Osbournes and capitalised on the success with a music and acting career. A high school dropout, she only started her singing career after the show catapulted her into the spotlight. Her debut album, Shut Up, failed to get people talking, and work on her second album was delayed due to her substance abuse problems. Next stop for this Beverly Hills kid was rehab.
That's my button. How come none of us don't know how to write that?
The Osbournes hit the screen in 2002 and was an immediate worldwide hit. Fashionably brash and a bit of a loudmouth, Kelly quickly proved adept at being in the spotlight. Her stint in rehab was successful, and when she got out, she turned her attention towards her unfulfilled music career and tried her hand at acting. The bizarre family antics saw it become one of the most popular shows in MTV history.
Wait till your mother starts with me.
Jack, stop telling people you're Ozzy Osbourne's son to get into places because you're a f***ing loser.
Really? I wouldn't f***ing talk now, would I? You're the one that goes to all these clubs. Yes, I'm Ozzy Osbourne.
I don't tell anyone. I get it because
really?
my friends know the doorman.
Oh, really?
Why don't you shut the f*** up? Oh! Hey! Hey!
When her debut album failed to ignite listeners, Kelly was dropped by her record label Epic. She was picked up by Sanctuary Records, and Shut Up was reissued as Changes, with some new material, including a duet with her father. The clip for the song featured home movies of Kelly growing up. A planned tour and work on her second album was stalled by another drug problem. Hooked on painkillers, she checked into the Promises treatment clinic in Malibu. Her first song was released while The Osbournes was at the height of its popularity, and her cover of Madonna's Papa Don't Preach landed Kelly her first record deal. We'll let you make up your mind whether she actually deserved one. In 2005, Kelly co-wrote and recorded her album, Sleeping in the Nothing. It was viewed as a second chance for her to prove she had what it takes to make it as a successful artist. And although the single One Word hit the #1 spot on the Billboard Dance Chart, the album wasn't a chart or commercial success. While her live performances leave a lot to be desired, Kelly's impact has been not on the music charts, but on the red carpet. Her style choices can invoke almost as much shock as her endless dialogue of four-letter words, but she definitely has a style that is all her own. The apple of her father's eye, it seems there's nothing Ozzy wouldn't do for his daughter. And with all the reality show stars trying to make a name for themselves in showbiz, one can hardly blame Kelly for wanting to take full advantage of her short-lived fame. Or is that famous lineage? As the daughter of a heavy metal icon and his clever manager wife, Kelly's celebrity was perhaps inevitable. It was a blend of reality TV success and typical teenage petulance that ultimately posited Kelly in the public's image. Since the demise of her family's reality show, is it really any wonder Kelly Osbourne's free ride came to an end? You could be forgiven for thinking that Enrique Iglesias would fade into oblivion after his first album. He earned a free ride on the coattails of his singing superstar father Julio, but while once only thought to possess a fraction of his father's talent, Enrique now has a fan base and sales record that is the envy of the family. The best-selling Spanish singer of all time, Julio Iglesias was one of the most popular Latin singers in the 80s, with reported global sales of over 200 million albums. A smooth and romantic crooner, his appeal translated to many different countries, in many different languages. This Spanish heartthrob never fails to impress the ladies. A car accident ended his dream of becoming a professional soccer player, so he turned to poetry and began to play the guitar. He won a number of musical contests and released his first record in 1969. Since then, the man described as the universal voice has recorded albums in French, German, Italian, English and, of course, Spanish. It seems no woman can resist his boyish good looks and seductive voice, a trait he passed on to his sons. In the 90s, Julio slowly stepped out of the limelight and began to enjoy the interest and popularity surrounding Enrique. Julio made a career out of singing love songs over Latin pop music, and Enrique updated his father's sound and approach for a new generation. He rode the wave of the Latin explosion in pop music, and at the dawn of the new millennium, Enrique had overtaken his father and was the best-selling Latin recording artist in the world. Already a household name in his native country, his first self-titled English album went double platinum in the US and quadruple platinum worldwide. He followed it up with the 2001 album Escape, which did even better than his first album and spawned such hits as Hero and Don't Turn Off the Lights. I just can't help how I feel tonight, so don't go running away. Julio hoped his children would follow in his footsteps, but despite his success in the industry, his sons are very musically independent.
When you have kids like me, Enrique, which is an incredible singer and an artist, and Julio also sings, emotionally, you know, father and kids, we have a very strong love. Professionally, both of them are very independent. I don't even want to talk about that with them because I know they will say, "What are you talking about, father?"
Considered a major sex symbol in the music business, Enrique walks a fine line between a musician and a heartthrob. His fans far outweigh his critics, and his relationship with Russian tennis star Anna Kournikova keeps him in tabloid headlines. Anna starred in Enrique's video clip for his hit song Escape, and rumours that the couple had secretly married appeared in 2003 and again in 2005. Their relationship boosted Anna's profile in the United States, so it looks like free rides run in this relationship. While many thought he would falter in the shadow of his father Julio, what began as a free ride on his father's success ended in Enrique being a global star. Just goes to show we can run, we can hide, but we can't escape Enrique.
You okay? We gotta go, baby. Come on.
Famous for being, well, a jackass, Johnny Knoxville first came to America's attention as the do-anything star and co-creator of MTV's Jackass, a show featuring senseless stunts and dangerous acts of stupidity. Eager to entertain, he scored a free ride to Hollywood by voluntarily setting himself on fire and making himself into a human bowling ball, amongst other things. These are the kinds of stunts that scored Johnny a place among the celebrities in Hollywood. In 1997, he pitched a story idea to Big Brother magazine in which he planned to document the effects of being pepper sprayed and shot with a stun gun. Before long, news of Johnny's stunts started to spread, and MTV offered him and his band of misfits their very own show. The program, called Jackass, was on the air from 2000 to 2002 and resulted in Jackass the movie. Despite its low-budget look and feel, it managed to rake in over $64 million, transforming Johnny into a bankable box office star. When it came to accessing new depths of ingenious, gross-out humour, Jackass #2, the shameless follow-up to the first film, offered more of the same, while repeatedly upping the ante in terms of offensiveness. It seems his acts of stupidity were good for something, as Hollywood executives sat up and took notice. As if one Johnny wasn't enough to keep fans in stitches, the death-defying funny man turned up as a two-headed alien in Men in Black 2.
And here's how it's going to work. First, you give...
Where is the light?
Next up was a turn as The Rock's recovering alcoholic sidekick in the 2004 remake of Walking Tall, a role that Johnny added his trademark comic energy to.
No. Come on, man, you know I hate cops. You've been sheriff for about 2 minutes. I'm already starting to hate you.
Johnny's character is a convicted felon who hates authority, a trait he admits he can relate to.
That's how it starts. I had no real pressure on me in this film. You know, The Rock's working 5 days a week, you know, really intense training and action, and I come in and I get to be the comedic relief, you know, 2 or 3 days a week, then I head to the bars.
Proving he works best when people are laughing at him, his role in the Farrelly brothers' comedy The Ringer suited his boundaries of good taste and gross-out humour, tackling new taboos and stereotypes along the way. He plays a regular guy, pretending to be mentally disabled so he can run circles around the competition in the Special Olympics. He nabbed his most high-profile role to date when he was tapped, along with Sean William Scott, to play a modern-day incarnation of Luke and Bo Duke, respectively, in the big-screen version of The Dukes of Hazzard.
It's my roommate from Australia.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. That's what they say there. Okay.
The film was Jessica Simpson's acting debut, and Johnny received more press for his alleged romance with the singer than he did for his performance. Not even Paris Hilton could have imagined that videotaping yourself sticking leeches to your tongue or frying yourself on a backyard barbecue could lead to a legitimate acting career. With his no pain, no gain motto, it looks like Johnny Knoxville has taken advantage of his free ride and driven right into the Hollywood spotlight. His daredevil antics have developed a cult following, and it looks like Johnny still finds time to appreciate his jackass roots.
Please give a warm welcome to my man, Kevin Federline.
Famously known as Mr. Britney Spears, not even Kevin Federline's aspiring rap career was enough to change people's opinions of him as just another wannabe star looking for a free ride to fame. It seems that for Kevin, meeting Britney was the best thing that ever happened to him, although we're not sure that she got as much from it. He was accused of tainting the Princess of Pop's career and using her popularity to further his bank balance. But his free ride was over when in 2006 she filed for divorce. Announcing their engagement just 3 months after they met, their whirlwind romance sparked criticism due to the fact that Kevin had been in a relationship with actress Shah Jackson, who was still pregnant with their second child when he left her. It seems no matter how successful Britney is, Kevin rightly feels that they are not in competition.
But I don't think, I think the expectation is real high for me. You know, it's like you see my wife here and she's this huge superstar. Everybody loves her. You know, all of her music is just hits, hits, hits after hits. And it's hard to compete, but I mean, I don't see it as a competition, you know.
Luckily you don't, Kevin, because there is no competition. His reputation as a mediocre rapper has seen him support himself by doing insurance commercials and making an appearance in New York City to support the US penny. At the 2006 Teen Choice Awards, he danced and he clutched his bling as he debuted his music to the world. He capped off the ceremony with an enthusiastic version of his first single, Lose Control.
Her lifestyle of rich living and fast cars. Don't hate 'cause I'm a superstar.
He had a bit of trouble trying to explain just what his debut single was about.
But Lose Control, what can I say about it? Lose Control is just kind of the party record, and I get to brag about having money and all kinds of other stupid things.
Shouldn't that be Britney's money? Despite all the apparent hype surrounding his album Playing With Fire, it was released to poor reviews and lackluster sales. Even though his rap career has faltered, Kevin definitely has nationwide insurance on his side. The fledgling rapper capitalised on his fame by appearing in a commercial that was aired at halftime during the Super Bowl. It shows him going from starring in a rap video surrounded by beauties and bling to working at a fast food joint. What an unrealistic parallel. It's Britney, though, who Kevin says inspires him and his quest for success.
You know, her influence on me has been really big for the fact that I see all the criticism that she's taken for a lot longer than I have, and you know, she's been through the business at such a young age, and to be able to still be where she's at and have a good head on her shoulders and really, like, you know, watching the mother that she's growing into and all these things, like, all those things influence me. I mean, she's strong, you know, she's a strong woman, and she knows what she wants out of life, and I mean, that helps build a strong man, you know. That's basically what it is. So I look up to you, baby, and I love you.
It seemed the love had become a little one-sided when on November 7 in 2006, Britney brought an end to Kevin's free ride and filed for divorce and custody of their 2 children. Kevin was in Toronto at the time promoting his new album, and it has been widely speculated that he received the news via a text message. Just one day after being dumped, he performed at the House of Blues in Chicago. After trying his hand at wrestling, it looks like K-Fed, as he is known to the tabloids, should stick to rapping. While he will always be in the shadow of his famous wife, and his attempts at launching a music career have been dismal at best, no one can say that Kevin Federline hasn't tried to get all he can out of his free ride. Despite limited acting experience, Daniel Radcliffe became one of the richest teenagers in the world and earned a free ride to stardom thanks to his resemblance to J.K. Rowling's popular boy wizard, Harry Potter. The search for the perfect Harry proved a tough casting challenge, and when director Chris Columbus found Daniel, he had to convince his parents he would be protected from the pitfalls of playing the lead in such a huge project.
The casting director was frustrated with me because I kept saying no, and she said, "I don't know what you want." I said, "This is what I want." I picked up a copy of video cassette of David Copperfield, Dan Radcliffe, this is it. She said, "You're never going to get him. His parents don't want him to do it." So she resigned, and then David Heyman and Steve Clovis, producer and writer, went to the theater, saw Daniel, and talked to his parents, and I guess David really convinced them to come in and talk about it, and they were open to the idea, as long as they knew we would protect Dan and take care of him, and we promised we would.
And so the journey began, and Daniel was poised on the brink of international stardom. Author J.K. Rowling was also pleased with the young actor who would bring her magical character to life, and was pleased he's British, a point on which she was firm from the start.
Couriered up to me Dan's audition tape, and I just love Dan's face. I really love Dan's face. He's such an endearing face. It was a very hard part to cast, as I'm sure people will remember, because it was in the press a lot. They just couldn't find Harry. It was turning into some sort of children's version of trying to find Scarlet O'Hara.
As Harry Potter mania swept the globe, the boy who won one of the most coveted roles in film history earned a legion of loyal adolescent and teenage fans and became a bigger star than most people had anticipated. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone premiered to worldwide success and followed the life of the orphaned wizard as he learnt his craft at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. It seemed Daniel lived up to the hype, and the film was warmly received by critics and earned over $976 million at the box office, at the time the second highest grossing film ever.
1 year ago, he learned the truth. You're a wizard, Harry. And his first year at Hogwarts School became legend.
By the time the second film, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, was released, the actors were in the midst of a global phenomenon, and Daniel in particular was a favourite with the fans.
That's a menace.
The third instalment, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, saw Daniel look further into the future and his life after playing the part of the young wizard, before filming the fourth movie, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Everything's going to change now, isn't it?
The film saw him become even richer and even more famous, and after reviving the role of Harry for the fourth film, Daniel wanted to expand his acting career and managed to squeeze in another film, The December Boys, a drama set in the 1960s about 4 orphans longing for a family.
Oh no, you don't, Sonny! I teach you to curse someone when their back is turned.
With a personal fortune estimated at over $40 million, Daniel says it's the films and the people he works with that matter to him, not the money.
Teaching.
It's in the bank. I don't really use it. I don't have any. I'm 14. I don't have any major need for it. I buy a lot of CDs, but that's it really. And the movie star thing. Does that really? I know probably it sounds like a real cliche to say, but it honestly doesn't matter to me that much. I really like doing the work. That's what kind of matters to me the most. So
if there's anyone we can't blame for accepting to be typecast, it's Daniel Radcliffe, whose role as a bespectacled young wizard has seen him become a worldwide celebrity. But while he may have been given a free ride, will he ever be known as anything other than Harry Potter? Only time will tell.